Evening YouTube. Right, as you can tell, it's freaking freezing. I've got a couple hours spare, so I thought, okay, let's get in the garage and crack on this because offer's been done in far too long, and the garage aren't just great. I mean, it's been 4 years already, so it's never gonna get finished, is it? So, what did we get to last time? Let's grab the camera. Let's have a look. Yeah, boot's become more storage unit. So what I'm going to do is try and crack on and get some wheels on the back, because problem I had is new springs fitted those are meant to be 35mm drop, but when I put them on it's just dropped it far too low, and I put the wheel spacers on which were only 10mm. They brought the wheels out and it was just really close and kind of almost touching the arch. So what I'm going to do is go back to the old springs. These are Apex 25mm lowering springs, and they were fairly new when I got the car, so I've just cleaned them up and give them a lick of paint. But yeah, we need to get wheels on this because it's not doing itself any good. Sat on bloody axle stands all its life. So let's go back. So what I'm going to try and do tonight is get the wheels on, try and do both sides, get it off axle stands, and then we can actually pull it back and start cracking on with the front end. But yeah, let's see what we can do. New little eBay purchase, slap head cam, so I can put this on my slap head, although I don't want to take my hat off, it's bloody freezing. But I will show you one little thing we've got in the garage, which is due. I'll show you. Is we've got a heater. Watch it fire up. Anti-climax. Yeah, this is not making good viewing, is it? Yeah, we've actually got some heat, so when we're working on the bench, fingers stay on, but that'll warm up when we're on the bench. But really, let's crack on, get the wheels back on. Right, so first time using slap head cam. Get the wheel out of the way. What I need to do is jack it up. Shock bolt's already out, so we just pull the shock out of the way. That'll mean once it's off the axle stand we can drop the arm, and it's just a case of simply pulling the spring out, which is really easy. I don't think maybe you guys have changed the spring. This is literally how easy it is. So we can undo that. This will all drop down, pull the spring out, put the standard one back in, which is always a bit of a fiddle, and simple as that. So right, let's do that. To take that out, put that away, and we'll jack it up on there. So let's get a piece of wood. I mean, let's chuck and start again. Don't jack it up on that bit. Oh, don't you silly idiot. I need to jack it up on rear arm, and obviously I'll lift the car and get the axle stand out, but yeah, it's been a long shitting day. There you go. Once that's out, then we need to get the axle stand, say, under. So let's get it under the diff, and then we can drop that down. Let's get another piece of wood, so I'm scratching this bloody nice paintwork. So this is when having a log burner comes in bloody handy, because I've always got endless little shitty bits of wood. So I'll go under there just to make sure I don't damage the powder coating on there. And then we can lower it down. That'll take the weight. There's obviously an axle stand on the other side. And then you can see there, that means we can now sort of pull freely on the arm, and then we can get the old spring out. Still leaving that jack underneath there with a bit of tension just in case. Call me pussy, I know. So what we'll do is spring out, This is that. Make sure that's lined up. And what we can do is see, it's as simple as that. So what I'm going to do now, jack it all back up, get it supported properly a bit more, so I'll support onto this arm, put the shock back on, and then in fact let me show you what stupid idiot I did. As you can kind of see in there, fitted the shocks, put the sort of the bush washer, and there's a bush washer meant to go top and bottom, and I didn't put the bottom one on. So what happened is the shocks just pushed straight through. So yeah, with the learn, stupid schoolboy anyway. So I did the same mistake on that side and obviously that side as well. So we got them to do again. Depressing music, and now let's just turn this down a sec. Hang on, pause that. First problem then. So that's the bit. This is one of the bits I thought was missing, which is basically just sandwiches. There's like a top out and bottom out, sandwiches the bush in between. Then there's a collar that goes on, but zoom in, you can see it goes on a little lip, which is 9.5. The only ones of these I've got are a 10. They do fit on, but not tight. So okay, we'll stick it on. The worst can happen, it pops back out, and I'll have to go another trip to BMW. Oh, these guys, yeah, most expensive gaskets ever. I have to go to BMW and buy some of those, but anyway, at least we can get it back on tonight. Anyway, what's the pissy thing that every time you try and get your socket or spanner on top of there, if you lift it a little bit up, you go boom, and you're stuck to your speaker, which is bloody annoying. So that's just what it's going to go on there. Put that top cap on if you can see. Then we'll tighten that up. Come back to that, that's tightened up once there. And then you see that's the one I forgot to put on before. It's all back together. So get a wheel on, stick you there. Lovely. So wheels on, and you can see that way. Right, I'll jack it down, you'll see what I mean, because we need to straighten all this arm up, because obviously that arm came off, and obviously alignment's all up to cockpit. As baffled as what I am. That's some big ass gap on back. Anyway, let's do the other side, and then we'll have a look at it. I mean, the front sits. Gap on the front could be lower, but I need to get this one down to drive, so that's fine. We're going up a low below low boy, but the back, a bloody more gap. I need less gap than that. Right, progress reports. Got that side in, the shocks on at the top as well, springs in, just nipped it up at the bottom of the shock mount. This side, again, the old spring which was just sprayed is back in that side. Just need to lower this down a bit, connect that shock, and then it's basically, yeah, see how it sits. I mean, it's going to sit a little bit higher because springs are not properly seated and got the weight on with the front bin on stands, but let's see what it looks like anyway. So again, it's on its own weight. I'm going to have to straighten that with the exhaust up because that's to cock, but that's still quite a big gap. Yeah, I mean, it'd be good to be lower, but like I say, well, it's down for now. We'll worry about that another day. But there she sits. So it looks a little bit high on the rear, but let's give it a bounce. Oh, there she go. That's dropped a little bit. So that's probably about the height I want. Yeah, she's good. So obviously wheels need aligning, because as you can see from here, and camber needs sorting. They're on camber sort of adjustment arms, so we'll worry about that another day. That's not important because we obviously need to get it four-wheel aligned anyway. But woohoo! Yeah, she's on her own way for now. Just be back up again. Start getting some of this shit cleaned out the back, get rid of all that bike crap, and start pulling around and doing the other side. So look, yeah, that's the crusty side still to be touched, and a bit of the rear. So once we've done that, let's use all the chavvy tunes, have a walk around. Yeah, we can start bolting the back together. You can see down there, got side skirts off, so we've got to take all that off and protect all that, sort the shit in the boot, and she's good to go. Right, now it's on its back wheels. This means we can actually pull it back now and then start on the front, because we've got purple tag rack to put on. We've got the finish on the passenger side, your suspension on that side, because that's the corner I've not even touched yet. So rear driver side is done, front driver side is done. Just got to bleed the brake, but I can do that once I pull it back. If it gets pulled back, then yeah, let's crack on the front, but get in there. That's it, just a couple hours spent tonight. So it's on its own wheels, on its own weight. Happy with the arch gap now. It's moved a little bit. That's just how I wanted it. Same with the front. Started marking out some of the imperfections, what needs filling, you know, little ding which you can see in certain lights. So that's, you know, way in the future. But again, thanks for watching. Leave me comments. Let me know what you think. If you want to spend any more time doing, you know, whatever, they're gonna be a bugger to source, aren't they? And then look at this little shitter. Tiny bit of rust there, which I knew about, and then over time, look, it's obviously more rust than what you can see, but it's cracked the shitting window. So yeah, new window time, more dollar bills, y'all. Old Springs, only good to anybody, you know, they'll be going on Facebook Marketplace soon, so you can get some dollar back from them. Engine bay, you know, I'll pick this up another day because I've got a few things to change and piss around me on that. But yeah, thanks again, and see you, Beamer.